And we're back, I guess. Thanks for joining, guys. We're starting 5 minutes late. There was a lot of new parts to connect and get this going. I hope everything is going all right for you. Today is a weird day. This was the first night I slept before midnight in the last 2 weeks. I gotta say before 5 a.m. in the last 2 weeks because of shooting this feature film on both the S5 and the GH5. I had to rush things together this morning, so I'm still finding my train of thought. So I'd love to hear you guys' opinions about the new camera, and there's a bunch of reviews up already. There's a bunch of tests and stuff, and in this live stream I wanted to talk specifically about the anamorphic modes and why they're such a big deal for Panasonic if you're into shooting with anamorphic lenses like we're doing here. So that's what I'm going to be focusing on. I got the camera here, I got an HDMI out of it, multiple modes, and I got an After Effects project with some sample pictures that we can compare area of the sensor being used as well as resolution and sizing in relationship to Super 35mm film and full frame. Hello to everyone that's joined. I see everybody's coming from the secret club. Hey Justin, hey Dan, how's it going? Lucas, pumping that iron? Is that what you say when you go to the gym? Do you pump iron? Do you pump steel? What's the deal? Okay, I also forgot to mute this computer, so let's do that. The first thing I wanted to talk about was, while people are still getting here, was shooting a feature film was a crazy experience. I think it would have been easier if we were shooting days instead of nights, but we were shooting, well, nights. And I had my sister as our first AC and Blake as my gaffer and cam op. So I kind of broke them down through this process. It was key having them there and working with the rest of the team, the camera team. Was just stellar. I got Maria Peshkovsky also. Everybody on this team was pretty much from Langara College, where I went to and where I start teaching next week. So can't say I don't like them. I love them. I posted a video earlier, like 2 hours ago, and 2 hours ago about the experience of the feature. So if you want to see more about that, you can check the previous videos. And yeah, I think the main thing from that is I am looking to retire the A7S II. It has taken too much of a beating and it's now ready to be replaced. And so I have the S5 here. I gotta find a way that I don't bump into this microphone. And funny enough, this is my first camera review for the channel. I had never reviewed the camera and I realized how daunting of a task that was as I was trying to put the video together in between shots for the film. And yesterday, on the day before, like, where do I have that B-roll of showing this feature? And the S5 is a full frame sensor, so this thing has a giant sensor in here, but the body is just slightly smaller than the GH5, which is much smaller than the S1, S1H, and S1R, I guess. Oh, okay, so Lucas is not at the gym. Thank you for reserving this afternoon just for me. I forgot to post that this was starting, guys. Just give me a second. I just gotta go here and say that this is going on right now. Sorry. There was too much going on this morning. Too much going on. That's it. That's all I have to say. Here we go. 1. And here. All right. Okay, we're back. Yeah, so this is a full frame sensor, and it really feels like a full frame GH5, except with more custom function buttons. So I have everything mapped out. And the one feature that I did not talk about is called, what is it called? Spot meter? Luminance spot meter or something like that. I'm gonna switch into the camera view. Wow. Hello, my name is Underexposure. I'm just gonna switch into it, and I guess you hear me now. Sorry, I forgot to enable the microphone. Yeah, it takes, it's an L mount camera, and that's when I realized L mount is so much more expensive, I guess, than MFT and E mount. I'm gonna be shaking this camera a little bit, so I apologize, and I'm gonna switch modes, so I hope I don't kill this thing in the process. Here we go. Switched. Hey, Aram, good to see you again. And yeah, I would say I'm enjoying it quite a bit. The thing I was talking about is in one of these guys. So image stabilizer is not there. Vector scope. This thing. This is the Luminance spot meter, and when you're shooting in Vlog, it tells you exactly how that area is exposed. So if I go here over to Finnegan, it's gonna tell me that Finnegan is 5.6 stops under. Oh man, I can't believe it doesn't show you the number. I'm upset now. Well, that little square that's hovering over Finnegan is actually showing. Let's put this around, turn this around. Thank you, Am, for my coffee fund. Oh yeah, I gotta, makes no sense to do this way. Phone, see it? Nope, guess not. Well, I'm gonna go back. Oh, yeah, it's there. What are you talking about? Why is it not showing here? Yeah, okay, so it is showing. Good. This little square, tone exposure, shame. The little square shows me how much under or over I am, and you can quickly adjust it or move it around. So it's great to seeing contrast levels across like someone's face. I don't have someone's face here, but I can quickly see that this Lomo is 2.6 stops under. Just showing you guys out of focus picture. Nice. And this was very, very, very useful during production, just to see how my contrast ratio was from actors' faces, background, brightest points of the picture, just to make sure that I'm not overexposing and clipping my highlights, which is never really a good thing, right? Yes, underexposure cat. So this is actually one of my favorite features in this camera that I didn't get to talk about in the other video, and now we're gonna get to anamorphic modes. So what you're seeing right now in the viewfinder right here through the camera is the full frame crop. And I'm gonna switch into, I'm gonna keep the framing consistent, hopefully, so you can get an idea of what's going on. So APS-C gives a nice punch in, and we're gonna talk about the used areas of the frame for this. So APS-C gives us a punch in, and if we go back into the menus, I'm gonna go into anamorphic and change my settings, but I'm not applying any D-squeeze just yet because I don't have an anamorphic lens on. And good thing you can see both the overlays and the menus. You can see the anamorphic mode has a little bit more height than the regular APS-C mode, which is good. That is the entire reason why this thing is good. But we don't get the full sensor height, as I'll show you in a little bit when we get to After Effects. And this is actually the key aspect of anamorphic modes, which is something I wrote about for CineD or Cinema 5D a while ago. And like, it's great that other cameras such as Blackmagic have started incorporating anamorphic modes, but Blackmagic, just like Red, only does side cropping when you go into an anamorphic mode, while Panasonic cameras actually add more height to the picture. As you saw the APS-C versus anamorphic modes just here, I'm gonna go back again. There is a little bit more height added to the image, which is what we're looking for. Because ultimately, we want to use the full height of the sensor, but not necessarily the full width. And so, a little bit disappointed that we don't get the full height. And now I think I'm going to swap into the 35mm Lomo, and we're going to look at other options that the camera has, like, whoops, I better not do this while I'm doing that. So I'm gonna take out this lens, get a PL mount onto this, and get this 35mm Lomo. This is also my new lens caps for the Lomos by SimMod. Extra neat, also extra loud when you drop them. And now everything is properly squeezed. So I'm gonna go this at a 2H, sure. And I'm gonna focus as close as I can, which is just there. Okay. Let's switch back into the camera. And, oh man, wait. Yeah, I guess that's not gonna translate, but. So now I'm gonna go back and set up this anamorphic mode again. Yes. And when I go into my quick menu, I have options for anamorphic D-squeeze. And it's pretty neat because we get a bunch of different options here. Like I got 1.3 for Hawks, 1.33 for Siri, and pretty much everything else under the sun. 1.5 for Iskramas, kind of, Bolex. 1.8 for Vazen, which is what we're looking at right now. And 2 times for Lomos. So I'm going to go with 2 times, and I want to see now how this is going to translate. Is it going to be applied? Nope, of course not. So the HDMI display does not de-squeeze the picture. I'm gonna try to wing it in OBS. In the meantime, you guys got to watch Finnegan. He's being just very cute right there. Right, let's see this focus. Where's Finnegan? Finnegan, where are you? Oh, there he is. Yeah, so you guys watch Finnegan for the time being. And I'm gonna try to de-squeeze this picture here in OBS. Test. What if I duplicate this and transform? Okay. It's a little abstract because it squeezed all of the UI, but you get an idea here. Did I do this right? I don't think I did this right. Oh no, I guess I did. Yeah, this is it. Wow, there's my reflection and my self in there. Yeah, this stuff should be standardized. I mean, technically speaking, this is the right size of the sensor. I believe the crop for the anamorphic mode is the super 35mm size, which is what we're going to be looking at next. So this is from full frame to super 35 and anamorphic. And we got here the logo. So the camera gives us multiple options for in-camera de-squeeze. We kind of missed the 1.6 for the size. Sorry, Lucas. Don't want to trigger anybody here. Just catching up on the chat. A bunch of people saying hello. I'm a little still rushing into this. I feel like I'm mumbling a lot today. I still haven't caught up on my sleep. And I see Mark talking about the Blackmagic being 6K versus this one is only 4K. There's an upcoming firmware update that's going to make this 5.9K ProRes RAW. So I guess they could be on the same league, but this is mirrorless, and I find that mirrorless mounts are way more versatile than a locked EF mount. Plus, this is full frame versus, what is the size of the 6K sensor? Super 35? I don't memorize these things. Okay. Oh yeah, and the other thing that we get, which is pretty cool, is I don't have to go on the anamorphic mode to use anamorphic lenses. So I can go out of this, let's go off and back to full frame. And now you see the entire picture of the full frame, but with the de-squeeze. And I'm starting to wonder, because the manual says the stabilization is applied according to the squeeze factor. So I wonder if the stabilization is being applied even if I'm not in anamorphic mode, so long as I have anamorphic de-squeeze enabled. I guess that's a question for Panasonic. I'll quiz them on that and figure this out. Because if I still have anamorphic stabilization, even out of anamorphic mode, this is way, way more interesting to use, as I'll show you a cheat on how to get even more sensor area out of this besides just shooting full frame video, which is not full sensor. So what is the deal with anamorphic stabilization? If you never looked at stabilized footage using anamorphic lenses out of cameras that are not Panasonic, you notice that there's a fair amount of skewing, and that's because of the roll axis. So you got 5 axis in the camera, stabilizing the sensor, and that's like, what is this? Horizontal, vertical, tilt, pan, and roll. And when you're shooting with anamorphic lenses, you do not want to use the roll axis because that's going to mess up your alignment. Okay, so anamorphic stabilization is chosen only if I apply anamorphic stabilization. Let's go into the stabilization. Oh my god, I always record this accidentally. This is my stabilization menu. And I'm gonna say this is 35 set. And where is that? Because I swear I read the manual, but I never found the setting to turn on just anamorphic stabilization. I think they streamlined that into if you got a D-squeeze enabled, anamorphic stabilization's applied. I see Derek talking about the lack of affordable L-mount adapters, and yes, man, that's a rough one. I was looking into some of them and they're way pricier. I think it's the whole Leica thing. Oh yeah, it's here. Well, if you guys are seeing this menu, I guess I gotta add this to my quick menu thing. There's a bunch of different stabilizations here, all for each squeeze factor, which is great. That is not directly tied to shooting in anamorphic mode. Like, the more flexibility this gives me, the better. So there we go. And what that does is bypass the roll axis, which avoids skewing and any more issues. So I guess I talked about that. Okay. So let's go and look at the area, like the sensor area of anamorphics and what we're shooting and what we're getting out of this. I'm gonna close this camera for a little bit, leave it here. This thing has fallen asleep, and I'm gonna switch into an After Effects window that has a bunch of. I might be a little delayed on the chat for the time being because Droid cam, I gotta add a microphone here. Nope. Oh damn. Delete, yes. Hold on guys. Alright, and transition, I guess. Okay, so here we are in After Effects. And I made this comparison, I guess. Let's see how this plays out. It worked. Okay, sort of. We're getting there. Wow, After Effects is really struggling. Let me just try to boost up performance on this computer for a little bit. Thermal performance. And here we go with the fan noises. One last thing before we dive into this After Effects stuff. All of this project, this anamorphic on a budget thing, these live streams and the reviews and the videos, I just do this because I like it. I'm not paid to do it, and I definitely don't make enough money out of this. So if you like these videos and you want to see them get better, and they have been getting better, please consider making a donation. There's a super chat button below, and if you're a member of this channel, you get exclusive emojis, which I realize nobody uses, so I'm gonna use some here. Here's a Gelius 44 emoji. Boom. I'm very popular. Did the stream freeze? Is this whole thing frozen? Did I break it? Did I break it connected to... Oh, I guess we're back. It's just my computer is struggling. I guess it's not happy to have capture card, phone, After Effects, OBS streaming all at once. Yeah, so if you're a member of this channel, you get access to things early, you get to vote on upcoming videos, you get insider information, you get better deals, you get lots of stuff and a direct line of communication with me to address any questions you might have. Consider joining the channel and helping this project grow. If you're like, I don't want to join, just make a donation. The super chat button is right below here. And if you are like, I don't want Google to have my information, you can just send a PayPal donation to this address here. Is that it? Yeah, that's me. Okay. Mark is asking if the Siri lenses will work on this cam, and they won't because L mount has a different flange and size and mount from MFT, E mount, Fuji, and Canon RF? No, M? Whatever series mounts are. They're not covered here. And so we would need different adapters or like different mounts for the lens in order to make it work. That's a project that I'm trying to hustle on the side, but it's taking a while. Yeah, what would be good to work? Like, this computer is pretty strong and it works for everything. It's just when I start doing too many power consuming things at once that it gets slow. If you're using pop-out chat, you won't see the super chat button. The chat has to be in the same window as the video in order to see the super chat. Thank you for pointing that out. See, I'm so out of date with this whole streaming thing. I've been doing it for 2 months only. So, okay, let's go into After Effects. You guys are feeling non-donating today, and I'm very sad about it. I kind of rigged this up together real quick. Just gonna make this text white and adjust some of my expressions here. Instead of full sensor, it's gonna be, yeah, okay, full sensor, sure, that makes sense. Full sensor is this, and I'm just gonna scale it down. I gotta make it overlay, just change the blend mode here so we know what we're looking through. And where is this? Okay, so this goes back to 100. This goes back to none. And what I need is another one of these. It's black. Just bear with me, guys. This is a little normal. Opacity 65 and alpha matte. Nope, reverse of that. Alpha inverted matte. There we go. So now when I change the size of this, we get to see what we're losing and the size that we're using. Cool. All right, this is what I wanted. So I took this photo in the full sensor mode. This is like a raw photo out of the S5, which means this is 24 by 36 or 3 by 2, and the full sensor readout. Now then, I have a couple videos here. They're all different things. I just gotta figure out what's what. As you can see, they're all different sizes. And this comp is set to be the same size as the full res images coming out of the S5. So I'm probably gonna have to rescale things a bit. Oh, is it really not showing anything? Hold up, friends. Is After Effects not showing what I'm seeing? I guess it's not, huh? Why? Why you're not showing After Effects, huh? It is really unhappy. I guess I gotta change this. Where's the project settings? Use software only. Okay, now this should be there. Let's see. No? Still no. Okay. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna close After Effects and come back to this. Just give me a second. Goodbye, After Effects. You don't want to cooperate. I don't want to work with you now. Thank you. Bye. Alright. Error type 14. Let's see what that is. Thank you, Dan. Thank you so much. This is great. Thanks, man. I'm so glad. You're gonna pay for my... I mean, Aaron paid for my coffee, so I guess I'll buy a cookie or something. Jacobo is asking if I tried the 4Max lens. I have not yet. Is After Effects coming back on? It is coming back on. Just bear with me. And I saw something amazing. Oh yeah, the S1H is a beast. It's wild. I'm just not buying it because I'm not shooting as much as I want to. Here we go. After Effects is just taking its sweet time, so we're just gonna roll with it. Okay, it's finally booting up. I see 17 portals into different things that have open. S5 anamorphic. Let's see if OBS is gonna work this time or if it's just gonna stay saying the same thing. Maybe you don't need to make this full. Maybe you can make this a quarter res since it is 25%. And it does feel like it's out of memory. How is everything performing? Whoa, you guys. Thank you, Borsu. Tip through PayPal, couldn't figure out here. Thank you, Sean. And Jacobo, this is about the Lumix S5. This entire live stream is about it. I guess I forgot to change the title. And thank you, Oliver. Thank you so much. I am always taking questions. GH5 and a Prominar 16H. I'll do this while After Effects is booting up, and I already see it's not working again. Why are you not working, buddy? Let's see if Photoshop is gonna work. Just add more memory onto the problem, right? How bad can it be? Will OpenCL work better? Okay, this is what I'm seeing everywhere. OpenCL is not doing it either. Okay, so Oliver, about your question. Your setup is double focus. Are you making sure that you have your taking lens and anamorphic set at the same focus distance? That would be the best place to start. If those are not matched, then your image will be out of focus. Yeah, I guess anything can go wrong during a stream. It will go wrong during the stream. I think I streamed. No, I did stream After Effects before. I don't know why it's refusing to just not do it. And I don't know why it's not working, man. This is really inconvenient. I set up all of my expressions. What if I make this a screen capture instead of a window capture? Display capture, sure, okay. Display one. Yeah, that is the display. Nope, display capture also doesn't work. And let's do Photoshop then, sure. I'll do Photoshop, export a bunch of pictures, and we'll get to that. Window capture. Okay. Oh yeah, there's hope still here. What if I change this to bit? Nope. Change this to this. Oh, found it! I found it! Yes! Delete, yes. Transition. Alright, we made it. We made it. Goodbye, Photoshop. Stop eating my memory. Thank you guys for bearing with me. This is pretty intense. Hossein is asking how much better the S5 versus the GH5. I'd say they're in a different league, although the picture match is super, super nice. The whole idea of it being full frame makes it a different experience. Like, you get a much different perspective out of it. Yes. How far? Okay, alright. Lucas has taken over answering the question. Thank you, Lucas. Okay, now you guys can see what I'm looking at. There's a bunch of pictures here. So this is gonna be, this can definitely hide. This can hide. Let's try to minimize this. I was going to rename all of these files, but I guess I didn't get around to it. So light spoilers down here. And let's see what we got here. So this is the full sensor. And people have to stop comparing cameras. Yeah. In a few situations they are better, but in most cases they're just different. It's just like lenses. Like, it's hard to say. Like, one of our my second AC on this shoot, she was very new to camera, and she was asking, like, what is your favorite lens to work with, like focal length? I'm like, well, I have 6 different 50 millimeters, and they're all wildly different from each other, so it's hard to say. So what was the order that I shot this? Let's say this is the full sensor, and this seems to be... Why are these just slightly different? Oh, okay. Okay, so we're getting to sensor usage, and the idea is that if I match all of these images, which I should have done before, we can figure out the area of the sensor that they're using. So I got to rescale a few things just so they match perfectly, since everything was shot from the same spot. Here we go. This has been maxed out. What is this one? This looks like this. Is it though? Yeah, so this is full frame. Wow. All right, After Effects. I gotta take it easy here. Full frame video. This is full frame 3x2. This is full frame 16:9. That's gotta be APS-C 16:9. And this is the anamorphic 4x3, which is also a little different. Sort of here. And this is, oh no. Okay, so I guess this is the same as this. No, this is the pixel to pixel mode, which is just a little tighter. I guess this is 100%. Yeah, because it's pixel to pixel. Of course, that makes sense. Let me just catch up on the chat. I've been spending a lot of time figuring that out. Maybe this is why. I'll try that again. Trevor, the day people stop comparing cameras. I'd love to compare German cars and Japanese cars, although I have no knowledge of cars. Yeah, single focus solution. Papa Peck, I don't know. How would I know? Barry, looks like the L mount has a larger sensor distance than MFT, Z, and E, so it requires shaving the serial lens to fit. That's kind of something I have in the works, so maybe we'll get there. I don't know if anybody's got contacts of a great CAD designer. I'm trying to do my best. Lucas, this might be a project we'll be working on together. Yay! Okay, so this is anamorphic pixel to pixel. Anamorphic 4x3 APS-C. Okay. Now the idea here is I can easily compare all of these guys versus sensor usage. So full frame. This doesn't look full frame. And there's things missing here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, there is one missing. Which one is that? Wow. I have this in here. 92, who's not here? 91, 92, 92 is not here. 92. Yeah, okay, so this is full frame 16:9. And this here is something else. This is APS-C 16. How did I offset all these numbers? Yeah, this is APS-C 16:9, and this is the 6K. Yeah, okay, so light spoilers there. Okay, finally, we can look at the numbers. Where's my number thing? Where are you, number thing? Oh, here we go. Okay, so we got this sensor area of full sensor, and what we're going to be looking is what is the area used for anamorphic shooting. And to give ourselves an idea, Super 35 film is this big. Mm, 1866, sort of like this. Oh no, there's 24 on the long. 24.89. Close enough. Close enough. So this is Super 35 film, anamorphic. This is the whole size of the gate. And when we turn on the anamorphic mode on the S5, you can see that it is a little bit smaller than that. So if we were to match this gate, let me double these things just so we continuously have a reference of what we're looking at. Boom. And I'm going to change this into red. Guys, if something is not looking correct, please let me know. In terms of the stream, I guess we are running overtime on this. So the red overlay is Super 35mm film. And this is the S5 anamorphic mode. So we're looking at 21 by 15.8, 16. Oh my god, you guys. It's something about mounting the series to multiple different lenses, but we'll get there. And Srijan is asking about extension tubes. No, extension tubes will ruin your picture. Did my phone tilt up? Did this die? It did die. Amazing. Today's the day, guys. Hello. It didn't die again. Yeah, so the idea is we're losing a lot of our sensor area here. If I make this other one blue, I think it's going to be easier to see. Let's go up a bit and blue. And not overlay, just straight up. Sure, normal, yeah. So yeah, we're losing a lot of sensor area here. And what I really want is to use like this entire thing. I want to use the full sensor height. I don't want to have a crop. That's the whole point of this deal, is you have a 4:3 picture. So you have like a 24mm height and 32. No, not 32, sorry. 75. And a 27. No, not 27. It's more. It's 80. It's more than 80. It's 90. Yeah, it's something like that. And a 32mm width. Like that would be the dream. This is a 4:3. 4:3, yes. 4:3. My phone is just dying, guys. I'm gonna get rid of my face back here. Droid can't die. Cateless or Catless. I never asked, what do you think of RE Monster Prime Anamorphic? Super sharp and modern. I know you like that vintage look though. I've never tried them, so I don't have a ton of opinion about them, to be honest. Moving into cine anamorphics is something that I'm trying to do more with Vazen and and Lomos and trying to get in touch with Panavision and other stuff. So I don't have an opinion. And Aram, yeah, I think Zcam also allows the full vertical use of the sensor. They have their own raw codec and whatnot. I'm dying to work on something with Zcam, and I'm also hoping that Panasonic will push an update that addresses this issue. So this is what we would want, and this is what we have. Actually, it's not what we have. What we have is way smaller than that. Yeah, this is what we have, and this is what we want. Still, it's a pretty good deal. You get more height than the regular APS-C 16:9 video, as you can see here. So like the top and the bottom are the anamorphic mode, which is good, but you still don't get the full thing, which is it's disappointing, gotta say. And what I figured by going through the menus is there's a cheat to that. The 6K photo mode, which is, it shoots 5. So this is what it does. The 6K photo mode does this. And this is a lot closer than what we want in terms of sensor coverage. Like, this is way better than the anamorphic mode, although it's not the full sensor yet. So let's do a tint. Can I tint this? But like 20%. Actually, it's not tint, it's fill. Right, give me a fill. Yeah, okay, so this is it. And I gotta get rid of all these red overlays. What is red now? Green. Too many colors going on. This can go and this can go for the time being. So the green area is what's covered in the .6K photo mode. And in terms of sensor usage, that is roughly, I keep clicking on the wrong number. Did my computer just quit on me? Oh no, I'm just changing the size of the wrong thing. Yeah. Okay. So here we are. And this mode is also better than the regular video mode. You'll see why in a second. So here we're using a 31 by 20.6 area of the sensor, which is much nicer. And if you're using full frame video 16:9, we're getting a sliver. You can see the green sliver up here at the top and the bottom, a sliver more of height than full frame video, while also losing on the sides. The downsides of the 6K photo mode is it is only 30 FPS. There's no changing that. There's no going for 24 FPS. I asked Panasonic to implement 24 FPS so you can really cheat the system. You also get a lot more resolution this way. The 6K mode gives you 5180, what is it? 5180 what? 5184 by 3456 in terms of resolution, which is way more than 4K. And it gives you more sensor area. So there's advantages there. It's 10 bits and it's got the data rate of 200 megabits per second, which is again a little higher than the anamorphic and full frame 4K, which are 150 megabits. All right, I gotta check what's going on here with you guys. If this is not making any sense, please let me know. I would love to do that. I'm a little reluctant considering COVID and how tense it was to just being on set under the current situation. So once things get better, sure, I'll come down. Okay. Reverse ring on anamorphic, it's also not gonna work. So what's the big deal with using the S5 over a Pocket 6K for anamorphic? The big deal is you get a larger sensor area. I gotta check the sensor size. Blackmagic 6K. 23 by 12, so you're getting almost 50% more area by using the S5 in photo mode. If you're not using photo mode, you're just getting a little bit more sensor area for anamorphic shooting. And 4x3 and 3x2. I gotta look into the menus. I'll do that in a second. Yeah, so there's an update coming, firmware update coming that allows 5.9K ProRes RAW to the Atomos Ninja for the S5. The downside of that is this is only for 16:9 video, so it's not giving you more sensor height, which was kind of disappointing when I first read the what was it called? The update. I was like, oh, this is gonna be great. I finally gonna get the full sensor, even though it's through an external recorder. And but no, it's just 16:9. It's just a higher resolution, but still 16:9. And the only way that you can get actual full frame anamorphic is by shooting with the S1H, because this is the S1H picture area. Where is this? Did this just fill the whole thing with green? Yeah. Okay, so I guess that was it. This is the advantage of the S1H record mode, and it's what, almost twice the price. So for almost twice the price, you get the full thing. I just wish Panasonic gave us full sensor height. That's the one thing. So yeah, I'm gonna go back to the camera. I don't know why my phone's falling asleep. I'm gonna try to enable my webcam here. Is this my webcam? No, this is still my phone. Where's my webcam? Here's my webcam. What does my webcam see? No? Oh, here we go. Yeah, okay, so webcam's back. You guys can hear me now. And setup is not as nice as the other one. And I'm gonna go back to the S5, so I guess I didn't have to do the webcam thing. Everything is hot, the computer's burning. Test. Windows. Just resize this real quick. Loving how fluent this is going. Okay, so we're here, we're back. I'm gonna go into the photo mode and 6K photo mode. And we're gonna look into the menus to see what we get there. So here, image stabilizer, aspect ratio 4:3. And I think I just lost more, or you see, it's like shooting a feature film is not enough time to prep for all the things I have to talk about. Oh man. Okay, 6K. All right, so this is this, and this is full frame. Huh. So you guys can see the difference between the full sensor and the 4:3 photo mode. There's a little bit of a loss, vertical and horizontal. The loss seems smaller in 4:3, which is good. I guess I have to test things out more. And I just wish we really had that full sensor height. I'm really happy with this new camera. I don't know, I feel like I've been complaining about it a lot in this process of being like, oh man, just almost there but didn't get it. I'm still gonna shoot with this like crazy. Probably gonna do some slight slow-mo and try to figure out a workflow for shooting, coming back from 30 FPS to 24 in post-production, and just getting used to it more. Like having it go through production was great for such a long period of time, because I would use the GH5 in bursts of 2-3 days, and then a few months would go by and I'm like, oh, I forgot all the menus. Now this is all burned into my mind, and I've memorized everything. I know where all my options are, all of my settings, and I just really like the picture better than what I was getting from the Sony. Like 10-bit makes a huge difference, and just having different recording modes and different areas of use for the sensor is amazing. I guess now I'm curious to like compare all of this in a non-live setting where I can just look through the sizes and properly compare things and see what's different and what's not so different in terms of capture area and sensor usage. I feel like I improvised a bunch of stuff today, but I'm not sure everything is 100% accurate. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I guess it was a more, let me try and figure this out kind of stream, as than just a presentation of like, here's all the features. But I don't know, it was interesting. I'm glad you guys joined. Thank you very much for being here, and we'll be back next week with something entirely different that I don't know what it is yet. I keep looking at the phone camera and not at the webcam that I'm using now. But yeah, I'm very happy. I'm happy that I got to work with Panasonic. I'm hoping that I continue to experiment with their cameras, having anamorphic support, and finally having a company recognize all the effort that goes into this. It was great. It was incredibly rewarding and inspiring and like motivating to go on. But yeah, I guess that's it, guys. If you have any questions, just shoot them in the chat, and I think I'm gonna go get some sleep because I still haven't slept enough. Thank you for joining, and I'll see you on Monday with a new video and Wednesday on a new stream. Chit of Headings out. Where's that end button?